Hi there, it's me, Lauren, and I am back with another cute and magical DIY tutorial. This time around, the movie Mary and the Witch's Flower is sponsoring this video, and they asked me to teach you how to make the magical witch's broom that Mary finds in the film. I am, of course, really excited about this. You might know that I make tutorials all the time that are inspired by the stories I love, but for a great movie to reach out and want to get involved in one of my DIY videos is basically a dream come true for me. So I got to see Mary and the Witch's Flower early, and I loved it. It's made by an animator who worked on films such as Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away, which is one of my all-time favorites. Mary is a girl who gets herself into some trouble and eventually finds herself at a school of magic thanks to this broom right here. The movie is coming out January 19th in its US theatrical release, so if you like animated films similar to this as much as I do, totally go see it. Read the video description below for more information on the movie and for a list of materials you'll need to make this cute little broomstick. Let's get started! So for my broom handle, I picked out a 1x36" dowel from the craft store, and I'm using a few of these packages of raffia for the bristles. Open up the packages and untangle the raffia, then fold and cut each bundle in half if yours is super long like mine was. Feel free to use whatever kind of bristles you like, including real grasses if you have access to them, and make them as long or as short as you want. I used 3 packages for mine, but honestly I would have used more if I had a chance to go back to the store. Once you have all of your bristles in a bunch like this, we're going to tie them onto the broom handle. Hold the end of the bunch up to one end of the dowel, then open up the bristles a bit and place the end of the dowel into the middle of the bunch like this. The goal is to have an equal amount of bristles all around the dowel, with the ends of the bristles and the end of the dowel basically lined up. Going back, I actually would have added glue around the dowel in this spot to keep things a bit more secure. Wrap a length of twine around your bunch a few inches from the end of the dowel and tie it as tightly as you can. I wrapped the twine around and knotted it again a few times just to be safe. Then lift and fold the bristles over so they'll actually be pointing off the end of the handle so it looks more like a broom. Cut 2 more lengths of twine and use them to tie the bristles tightly in place close to the top where the end of the dowel is. Trim the ends of the twine when you're done. Here, do the best you can to smooth and untangle the bristles. Mine were a giant mess, and I actually learned later that you can soak raffia in hot water to straighten it out. It looked much better after it dried, so definitely do that if you're having trouble making it look neat. Lightly tie another length of twine around the loose ends of the bristles, then trim the bottom section where you want the broom to end. Untie the twine when you're happy with the length. Now to dress it up. Mary's broomstick in the movie has some blue striped fabric wrapped around the bristles, so I'm going to use this 1/4 yard of fabric, which ended up being the perfect size. Fold the 2 shorter ends of the fabric into the center and lightly hot glue them down. Place the fabric under the broom with the raw edges parallel to the bristles and wrap one side up and over them. Fold the other edge in, kind of at an angle, and then wrap that up and around the broom as well before you start gluing all of those pieces down. Keep messing with the way you folded it if you need to make it look as neat as you can. The goal there was to fold all of the raw edges in so none of them are showing. Be super careful with the hot glue here. You don't need very much of it, and it is really hot. When that's all secure, turn the broom so the seam is facing the back. To add the stripes, I bought a few different kinds of ribbon to match the broom in the movie. Mary's broomstick has a thin line of white on each end, so I'm gluing those down with the seam in the back and trimming the excess ribbon. Then there are 3 light blue stripes, a thicker one and 2 thinner ones. Feel free to vary the colors and placement if you aren't trying to replicate a specific broom like I am. I feel like this method would also make a really cute Hufflepuff broom with yellow fabric and black ribbon. And there's the finished fabric section. After I filmed this part, I did end up soaking the bristles in hot water and letting them dry, and here is how it turned out after I did that. I think this is a really fun project, and I'm happy with the way it all came together. You could use it for a cosplay or a decoration. Just keep an eye out for any strange flowers that might give it a mind of its own. If you want to get even more creative and adjust this project to work with other fandoms or a specific cosplay, you could paint this, arrange the bristles in any way you want, add designs to the handle. Really, it's just up to your imagination. Being a fan of lots of stories that involve magic, I'm a little bit surprised that it took me this long to make a witch's broom. So thank you to Mary and the Witch's Flower for letting me see your movie early and for asking me to make this. If you use this tutorial to make your own witch's broom, I would love if you could post a photo of it on social media and tag tag me at LaurenFairWX so I can see how it turned out. Anyway, that's all for now. Remember to like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you're new here to see more of my nerdy and creative videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.